Is he joining
Pew,
the
pew.
circus?
What's that?
I said, is he joining the circus?
Actually, I thought you were joking, and then I remembered. No, actually, he is kind of joining the circus.
I thought
No
that was
way.
a thing.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
he's getting really into his circus classes, and that's taking up a lot of his Friday time.
Cool.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so I hope to see him again at some point. Maybe something will draw him back, but in the meantime, sounds like he's doing okay. He didn't drop out because his life is falling apart and he's not able to pay his internet or anything.
It sounded to me like he was in prison, the way you described it. So I was like, okay.
You know, honestly, I was thinking he was just going to go join a commune for a couple months or something. Like, kind of like a long extended camping trip. Or just running on the beach, because he likes to do that a lot too.
Gosh, that sounds awful.
Cult? I mean, we can't throw that out. I mean, that's in there too.
I don't even like walking on the beach. It's hard.
Dude, it burns the calves real bad.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's everything
John
I got.
Denver's
So
full of shit, man.
assuming we got everything else taken care of, nobody has anything else they'd like to bring up, we can go ahead and get started.
I love you all.
All right. Well, the best thing is because she revealed that she had taken good notes before, I'm going to have Meg once again remind us what happened 6 weeks ago, and I will help fill in any gaps if need be. Mm-hmm. We'll work on the Queen of Sprite later. Which is this session. All right. It's great that we've already done that once, so we've pretty much confirmed that all of that's true. I do want to add one thing because it was a great subject of discussion last time. The person that you're going to be talking to about the Hearthsberries is previously Eric Hallen, now currently Alan Hallen. I heard you, not sure which one to say. But she said it Alan Howland the first time, and she was like, "Oh wait, I think that's wrong." I was like, "Nope, not anymore. It's not."
It is now canon.
Good God.
Okay. So we will pick up just about where we left off, which was I'm going to back us up just a little bit to make things smoother. You guys had done a bunch of jumping back and forth between Ranmar's lab and the Culinarians Guild to get information and to figure out what you guys were up to. It sounds like there's a couple things that you guys would like to do before you leave the city. Where are you headed first? All procurement's going to take place at the Culinarians Guild through their administrators. Okay. Well, by now you guys are getting pretty comfortable with this fairly large Culinarians Hall. It is just as busy as the last few days. There's a lot of back and forth of just the hustle and bustle of life, even if there isn't a massive tournament / world-saving culinary competition going on. Why am I on push to talk? That's what's wrong. Excuse me. I'm like, I'm trying to do hand gestures while I'm talking, and I can't because my hand is tied to my mouse.
Oh,
Okay, we got there. Sorry about that. Here we go. So, at this point, you don't even have to ask for directions anymore. You know where the administrators are, you know where Racklin is, and also, you could go just find the administrators for procurement. I don't know if you'd like to go through Racklin or not.
Yes.
At least for our first requisition, I think it's better to keep him in the loop.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
If it turns out
agree.
we have good success, then maybe we don't need him in the future.
Okay. Well, even better, because you know exactly where Racklin's office is by this point. Top floor, far, what is that, left? Oh, I don't know my left and right. But far end of the hall, shares it with another guy who he does not seem super keen to talk too much about. Thankfully, that orcish man is not there, and Racklin lights up a little bit as you enter. Oh, well, hello. I wasn't expecting you this early. I was expecting you to be at the docks by now, actually. Was there something else you needed?
Go on, face. Who has the highest charisma?
Probably me.
15?
Oh, that's
Oh.
Meg.
Mm.
Meg
That is
wins.
Meg.
Communication. That's. I feel like you mentioned that before, but we don't. To my knowledge, we don't have that technology finished yet. You would have to talk to whoever gave you that previously. I don't know who that is.
We've talked to someone about the legendary Communicates, but nothing as simple as a sending stone exists.
I suppose we could. Yeah, sure. If it's something simple, yes, we wouldn't be able to open up large-scale communications, but I suppose a message of "we're still alive" would be possible. I'll tell you what. I'm going to send you to requisitions now. You might as well get to know them a little bit. You're going to be using their services plenty. Head down to. Well, this makes it sound like I'm banishing you, but head down to the basement. Straight down the stairs outside my office, and you'll run into the scale crashes. You're looking for a Geralt, but whichever one is fine.
Racy down to the bottom, and he just zooms off.
Guys, I'm gonna step away for just a second because someone just rang my doorbell.
Did he say Scale Crush?
Gosh, I wish I was making that up. It sounds
You
like I
would
missed
if-
some intense planning, though, and I'm kind of envious of it.
I will say this though: if you lived where Foob and I do, you would be caring about that curling shingle.
Hmm.
It's true.
You tell him that curling isn't even a sport.
Oh, God.
It's basically sweeping on ice.
Mm-hmm.
Racy down to the bottom, and he just zooms off.
Okay. Sounds good. The directions are about as simple as he explained, and maybe Racklin is a little surprised to see people dashing off, but that's okay. Just short of right outside his office, a big old flight of stairs that takes you down several levels, and basement is generous because dang, that thing goes far down. It eventually the stairs that go past the ground floor do open up into a giant, pretty cavernous series of large rooms. It looks like you have stumbled into an underground warehouse, and the activity down here is just as lively as upstairs, with a lot more hammers on metal and people carrying heavy things. Pretty quickly, a large minotaur woman looks up at you, sort of grunts at herself, drops the probably metal, possibly also monster part thing that she's working on, and saunters over. What do you need?
Hi, Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
No,
No,
go ahead,
you.
Rayun.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
That was so
We were
loud.
looking for some sending stones.
Well, that's easy. I don't have to put anything together. Hold on. She throws her head back somewhere into the cavern and just shouts out, Geralt! Give me some sending stones! She doesn't even turn back to look to see that you are excited about getting your sending stones. She shouts that and starts to walk back towards her work. Couple minutes go by in relative peace, with just occasionally that Minotauress looking up, making sure you guys haven't left, or maybe seeing if you have, before another larger Minotaur man busts through supplies, carrying some about the size of a shoebox, a small crate. He looks down at the lot of you and is overjoyed. He says, "Well, look at these green recruits. Oh, you must be new to the guild. Or, are you here for the competition? Say you're here for the competition."
We're
We're
here
here
for the
For the
competition.
competition.
I knew it. Oh, look at the lot of you. He, flat out walks towards Rayun and gives him a big old squeeze.
You're joking me.
Oh, look at this. It's so good to see fresh blood here. We've been a little stagnant, making the same old swords and bows, and, it's nice to see some new people around here. I'm Geralt Scalecrash, and I manage inventory. I'm one of the people you're going to talk to when you want something, because I'll be honest, you don't necessarily want to talk to the people that can make you those things. Isn't that right, Asha? And the Minotauress looks up from her work, snorts pretty loudly, and goes back to her work.
Is the guy still, giving me, a hug?
He's still embracing you, but it's not putting any pressure.
I just want to pretend that, he's joking me.
He does not respond to that. He is beaming, and also beaming when he looks towards Asha. She's a little gruff around the edges, but don't worry, she'll warm up to you, especially once you get a few hunts in you. Or, not too deep in you, huh? Don't want to see any claws or scales poking out. So, you need some sending stones. Guess what? I've got just the thing. He opens up the box and shows off. There's probably a good couple dozen of these things. All sorts of colors, all sorts of shapes and sizes. Nothing too big. The magic in here is pretty weak. But enough you can get a message home. Why don't you take a couple? I should ask, who's your administrator so that I know who to run this by afterwards?
Racklin.
Oh! Well, that's exciting. Yeah, he hasn't been down here in forever. He keeps to himself a lot. Hope we didn't do anything. Hope Asha didn't say anything. Oh, she never says anything. Well, okay. Is there anything else you need? We've got, let's see, we've got armor, weapons, we got some supplies for potions, probably ingredients for cooking if you've got any culinary training. But let's see, what else could I give you?
I don't.
Oh, I
Please
just
go ahead.
finished some climbing tools. Do you need any pythons?
Could come in handy.
Great, let me go get them. He turns around and instantly Asha shouts out, "No one needs pythons!" Give him some rope, give him some potions, and get him out of here.
Definitely need potions. I was gonna ask for
Yeah.
that.
All right.
I want some pythons.
I have
Some-
5.
So everybody with the Dungeoneers pack has some.
I think I have a Dungeoneers.
I think X
All
needs
right.
more pythons. All the pythons.
Tell you what, I'll put together a nice starter kit for everyone. Give me just a sec. Just hold on. Give me a minute. Yeah, I'll be right back.
Okay.
And he just bounds back into the storage section of this giant open cavern. Once again, Asha is kind of keeping an eye on you to make sure, I don't know, you don't steal anything or say anything or look at anything. But otherwise, there's a good hustle and bustle here. Like, there are people coming in and out.
They discussed, or he offered, that the requisition warehouse also stores arms and armor. If anybody needs to look at a ranged weapon option, this may be your last chance to do so before we're away from that for a while. And is there any chance of upgrading armor types? Or is there a limit to the amount of things we can requisition? Does anybody remember what Racklin's rules were?
I don't think
we
he
had
had
a
any.
meta conversation about like not abusing it, but I was just curious if there was a hard and fast rule.
I do remember the let's not abuse it, but I don't remember what anybody else actually decided.
Because I think without a full-time cleric or cleric-adjacent warlock, definitely some healing potions are a good idea.
Mhm.
But those are also of significant value in the in the world of things that cost money. So I don't know if it's appropriate to ask for like armor and healing potions, or if it's appropriate to ask for armor, weapons, and healing potions. So like I don't know. I feel like I could use better armor since all I was able to take in the character creation was the studded leather. But I don't imagine I'm going to get hit a lot. My plan is to not be in the position to be punched. We haven't really talked at all about class roles within the group.
Well, you guys have effectively been left to your own devices. This would be a great time for that, or you can just sit and enjoy the wonderful ambiance of this cavernous warehouse.
I'm okay to like not have a hard, structure to our group of penetrators, but I would advise that we at least all have like a melee and a ranged option, because there may be opportunities or situations where we're only able to make use of those types. So if you are only a melee character, maybe now's the time to buy a short bow, or if you only are a ranged person, maybe you invest in a rapier.
I have a light crossbow on me, so
I'm just making sure. I just think like a requisition off like this is a gift that I don't want to make. I want to make sure we're making the most of it. I don't want to find out later that, oh shit, you know what I needed was 20 bolts for my crossbow.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. By the way, I do have 20 bolts.
Great. All right, you guys can hear the jovial bounding of Geralt. Oh, right. Who I forgot to move from the GM layer.
Is he still holding on to Rayun? Like as he's moving around the warehouse?
No, he has let you go for the sake of going and getting supplies. One of the many things that seems like he really enjoys.
All right. Because it would have been way funnier if you just like took Rayun under the arm and just kept walking around.
Yeah. Carrying you like a briefcase with you holding all of the stuff.
Or just like handing things that are way bigger than he should be handing to the little guy.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Just carry all
Quick.
the stuff.
Quick, someone give me a bag of holding.
So he does come back a couple minutes later and is carrying not a ton of things, but a decent supply of basic adventuring gear, like most of the things you would find in an adventuring or a dungeoneering pack. So like a lot of basic things. You notice, hey, there's a lot of pythons in here. And the thing that is most notable among all of this random stuff that he's brought, which by the way, we're talking like probably 150 pounds worth of this stuff.
Ooh.
Sitting on top are 5 large green jars. And he says, "All right, well, hold on, somebody take these off the top, the jars."
I will hold one of them.
I guess
I'll also
he
grab
like
one.
I'll step forward.
he's kind of
and get one, yeah.
energetic, like, please take these. And the second the last jar is taken, he just kind of drops the pile in front of you. Whew, sorry, I'm losing my grip. Okay, well, Feel free to take whatever you need from here. Sorry about the mess, but I got a little excited is all. If there's anything you need as far as basic supplies, we are here to take care of you. That's what the administrators do, and specifically what the provisioners within the administrators do. That's me. I am a provisioner. Asha is a provisioner. Don't talk to her. If you need anything more substantial than just basic equipment, let me know, and we can start to put in an order for it. But odds are, we have people that can do the work. Asha can pound just about any scale into a sword and most metals into armor, but we got to have the scales of metals on hand. So if you bring us the things that we can use to make your gear, we're happy to make your gear, and we may even be able to add on to it if it already exists. I see you there, sir, have one beautiful crossbow. We may be able to do some things to tune things like that up, but we're going to need the supplies for it. Even on a normal day, we'd still probably request that you bring in all of the supplies yourself. But now, considering they took just about every supply I have, and he waves to the surprisingly still full warehouse, Nazma's got everything in the world that they could want right now, and Asha's going to be pounding the same bit of scale and leather until we can get some new blood. That's where you come in, new blood.
What's in these green jars?
Oh wow, you must. Right, you're not culinarians.
Minotaur P.
It's the new potion.
Amazon warehouse.
He says, "Oh no, don't even ask. Just open it up. Just give it a good smell."
All right, I'm going to cautiously open it and tentatively smell it.
I've been tricked with that line before.
You crack this jar open, and it has a very strong herby, earthy aroma of soup.
Okay.
And he says, that is one of the more famous recipes that our guild has. These healing potions are fantastic. Each one of these jars, and he grabs your jar and holds it up to everybody. His hands are gigantic. He is a Minotaur. He is easily a head taller than everyone else here. And he's holding this jar that is probably like 9-10 inches. Like, this is almost jar that has a mystery number of candies in it big. And he says, so we're clear, you don't have to drink the whole thing. Drink about a third of it, let it rest, and then afterwards drink the rest, or drink the next third. Trust me, you won't need to heat it up, you won't need to prepare it or anything. That's why the magic is in there, and to make you feel good and heal up. I wouldn't drink too much in one go. You can get a little hyped up, a little energy in you. But other than that, these are some of the most famous healing potions in all of Plenty. Secret guild recipe. It's not really a secret. There's like 100 culinarians that know this recipe, but it's a secret for us. And we are also happy to make more of these if you procure some of the more commonly known, not as secret ingredients.
Can I get a list of those ingredients just in case we happen across them on our adventuring?
Sure. Let's see. Oh, right. Well, I think we have most of what we need. Yeah. If you can bring us some fly mint, a good strong bushel each would probably do the trick. A lot of the basic, it's not really a great secret that most of the ingredients are just soup, right? Like, the main ingredient is chicken stock.
Okay. So should we bring chickens?
No, do you think Asha's going to take care of chickens?
Probably not.
I
She'd
love
just
her to
hate me
death.
more.
She would hate those chickens to death. So he makes sure everybody has a potion, which out of character has 3 charges, which is kind of what he was getting at when he said maybe drink a third of it and not the whole thing.
But if I drink the whole thing, I get extra health, right?
No, you will just get an upset tummy.
I'll get a boost to some energy, right?
You will definitely get some energy. Probably won't translate to anything game that you want to have happen.
Okay, so we each have a healing. Oh, go ahead.
He says, like, literally standing over a pile of, very generic and adventuring gear, like definitely stuff that most of you have. If there's anything else you need, let me know. Otherwise, I can put all of this back. I'm going to be honest, we haven't had too many people come down here for requisitions. Most people, they heard about the feast and booked it as fast as they could to go out and start hunting stuff and getting eaten.
So how many of the sending stones do we want? I just want to keep track of inventory. Each of us should have one on our person, but do they get consumed after use? Okay.
Traditionally, no. I can't speak to the manufacture and quality of these stones.
He did very clearly say these are not very strong, so it may be possible that these run out pretty quick.
Okay.
So like a charge base.
Yep.
Since he brought out 2 dozen, can we take maybe 8 of them?
I mean,
Gives us
if you
one
reach into
each
the
and
box
a
and
few
pull out
extra.
8 of them.
Okay, I'm gonna grab 8 of them and then hand 1 each to my fellow adventurers and put the rest in my inventory so that we have extras just in case.
As you do, Geralt is just beaming. Now that's someone that appreciates our craftsmanship. I do have to apologize for things like this. I can see it in your eyes. These are not the strongest magics you're going to see out there. We're the Culinarians Guild. When it's just a rock, there's only so much we can do. We boil these rocks. We do what we can. There is literally a stone soup that we make with these rocks, but there's still only so much you could put into a rock.
All right, and how many of the pythons do we want to take in addition to the pythons that we already have, just to be nice?
3.
I'll grab 2.
Okay.
What are you gonna do with 2 pythons?
Foob grabs 2 pythons and
Scale an extra 6 feet.
and Rayun grabs 3.
I'm going to just awkwardly look at you as I'm grabbing them.
As you start taking them, he says, "Be careful, those aren't throwing pythons. I'm not allowed to give those out anymore."
Alrighty. Is there any other gear that the group would like to take out of this monster pile before we set out?
What is in this monster pile again?
Adventuring gear. Generic adventuring gear. So
yeah,
I'm
he has effectively brought you a giant pile of the most basic of things an adventurer would need. But you're not going to find any like magic weapons in there.
You think of something you might want and then a breastplate. If you bring, we have to bring this stuff back so we can look for metals while we're out and about.
Do you want to ask him about that?
Certainly.
Let's
Tell him that my tattered, war-torn cloak here has been reinforced with steel mesh and is serviceable, but if we're going out in the dangerous, unexplored wilds where we're likely to encounter murderous beasts, I wouldn't say no to some breastplate. Keep my soft, squishy bit safe.
Let's see. Asha, what you got for chest protection? She looks up and hide. What do you think I've got? It looks like we don't have a lot of metal right now. I can start working on something for you as soon as we maybe I get her in the right mood first. Let's see.
She does seem like a woman of moods.
Huh.
He gives you a quick up and down. I might have something that'll fit you. I can't promise much, but let me see what I can do. And he once again bounds back into the supply pit. And you can hear Asha just say, giving it out to whoever'll take it.
I'm worried there's a lot of like marital subtext here.
Did you make it?
Make what?
The breastplate?
Oh, he's not going to find a breastplate, dear. What do you think we use our medals for? She gestures to the pile of pythons.
Oh.
Do a lot of climbing for a small archipelago nation.
He bounds back pretty quickly and he says, it looks like we're mostly set to leathers for now, but I'll tell you what, for now I'll put in a request with Asha when the time is right, and we'll see if we can't have something ready for you when you get back.
My thanks.
Happy to help. Feel free to stop by any time. It's a little dark and a little warm, and depending on who you ask, uninviting, and that's why I work so hard. And he gives you a hearty wave and grabs a fairly large push broom to start push brooming his giant pile of stuff.
Oh, I was muted. Thank you, Geralt. It was nice to meet you, and thank you very much, Asha.
Nice to meet you too, as well, miss. And you could see her nostrils flare as she snorts loudly again. And they go back to their duties.
What a colorful pair.
Let's get started.
All right. To the docks?
Docks.
Yes.
To the docks.
To the docks.
All right. The docks are pretty much on the other side of town.
You guys think that Minotaur would let me ride him?
You should ask in her presence about the other Minotaur and see what she says.
Oh.
I mean, Geralt, actually, he might just flop you on your shoulders and run around. So, the docks are very far away, but you know kind of where they are. Like, not many of you are from Porta Maria, but you've been in this town a few days and walked this path a few times. You know where you're going. The docks are very, very busy. For the fact that there are not many ships, there's a lot of activity. There's a lot of people looking for ships, in particular. Like, a lot of people on docks, not even a lot of dock masters working. Just a lot of people, like, trying to get off the island. There are 3 ships in harbor right now. They're all... Somebody is getting harassed by a fairly large crowd. In particular, the 3 ships you see there is one that has a brilliant green streak painted across the hull. It is not flying a Porta Maria flag. The other 2 are both flying Porta Maria flags, one of which has a kind of crudely put together large feline bowsprit, and the other the capstan. There it is. The capstan looks to be made out of a large torch. nobody is like there are not enough people here to warrant someone like pleasantly walking up and asking how you are today. If there's somebody that's working this dock, they are managing like the morning Starbucks crowd worth of people.
And we need to make our way to the assistant who is supposed to procure us the boat and is waiting for us. Right?
In theory, but no one Culinarians Guild, like there are no pages or anything that are actively approaching you either.
Oof.
Does it make sense that we just approach one of the ships then and ask them if this is our ship? Are you my dad?
I mean that will work better than everybody hoping that a captain comes and scoops you up.
Let's do it.
I favor the color green, and the green flag seems to me to be a favorable omen. I'd like to start there.
Okay.
My dear, would you go make nice?
Jeez.
Yes.
Make sure you frolic up.
Gotta,
It'll always be nicer with the skip and frolic.
All right. I'm gonna walk up to the ship. Do I see someone who looks like they are definitely in charge of this particular vessel?
So as you get closer, you can kind of suss out what this crowd is looking like. There are easily 18 to 20 people all shouting like there's 3 seconds left on this auction and they want the last bid. There are actually people that are like holding coin purses and stuff and yelling, and the people that they all seem to be focused on is a man just sitting on a pile of barrels. He is leaning against the hull of his ship, which is so close to the dock that it is protruding over it just a tiny bit. This dude looks like he's taking a nap while there are a dozen and a half people shouting at him.
Okay. I'm going to I'm not going to sneak, but I'm going to quietly move through the crowd and try to get as close to him as possible. How close can I get?
Let's see. I don't know how relevant a skill there could be for this, but I'm gonna look. Let's see. Why don't you give me a persuasion check? And this is going to be a very simple, like, hey, excuse me, hey, please get out of my way, sort of check. Okay. Well, we're off to a good start today, which is great because all the dice rolling I've done today has been terrible. Based on that, you can get right up there. Like, maybe you are excusing yourself or slipping into gaps or pretending you're someone else, but you have no problem getting through this crowd and right up front. And yet you get a good look at this man wearing a pretty nice billowing white shirt, black bandana that is over his eyes, and he's got his arms behind his head resting against the ship's hull.
And are people just like shouting around him, or?
Oh yeah. Oh, it is. It's so loud you couldn't hear yourself apologize to anybody for stepping on their feet.
Okay. I'm going to get right up next to him and I'm going to say, "Hey bud, do you like jokes?"
He actually does respond to that, whereas he's kind of just been ignoring all of the shouts and bribes and threats. Oh, I've been known to like a joke or two.
Would you like to hear one?
Only if I get to give you one back.
Absolutely. Okay. I'll go first. How do you get a good deal on a boat?
How's that?
When there's a sale on it!
All right, my turn. Why was the weaponsmith thrown into the pillory?
Oh, I don't know. Why?
Forgery. Something tells me you must be the lass I was looking for. Plug your ears real quick. He waits for a second, not even removing the bandana from his eyes. Just you're waiting a sec as if you're going to do that. He puts his 4 fingers into his mouth and lets out the loudest dad whistle you've ever heard. Like, the sort that would call a dog from the next town over. As he does, the crowd finally starts to subdue from all of their shouting and bribes. And he says, "Sorry, everyone. Looks like the ship's taken. Why don't you go pester the other folks, eh?" And someone starts to, protest, starts to yell again, and he puts his thumb and forefinger into his mouth like he's going to whistle again. And that person stops talking and starts to shuffle off towards one of the other ships. He raises the bandana enough to peek through one eye. "Oh, you look about right. I was told to expect you. Let's see. You are Mira, yeah?"
Yep, that's me.
All right, well, that was one of the things I was supposed to call you. Where's the rest of your crew?
Present.
I'm gonna gesture to bring the rest of the group over if they aren't already, as the crowd has dispersed.
As they come over,
I'll take the opportunity to introduce each one as they come up.
Perfect. As the introductions finish, he nods, puts his bandana back on his forehead like it's supposed to be. "Nice to meet y'all. I'm Jacob Grenner. I'm one of the local shipwrights. This is my ship too, but I try to keep her in dock when I can. It's been a real task too. The guild has thrown just about everything they could to try and get me out, but that's not how I work." He points up to the top. "I'm more of the fly whatever flag's convenient type. You know what I mean?"
Actually, I do.
Wonderful. Well, I got told by a certain someone you were expecting to ship off to somewhere. I didn't actually hear where, now that I think about it. Where are we going?
I believe it's over the rainbow.
That's a tough one.
Well, we have a few different stops. You can let us know which you think would be the best to start with. We do need to get to Cross's Rest, so to the northernmost coast of the island, and then we also need to go to Mirror Bay and Noka Bay.
Well, that's not too bad. Let's see. I can do Cross's Rest in 2 days? Oh, yeah, I can probably do it in 2 days. And then Noka Bay's 4 days. Mirror Bay's probably another 3.
Cross's
that's
Rest
better than
first it is then.
That's probably the best. If you wanted to go straight to Mirror Bay, we could do it. It'd probably take you about 5. And, then we'd have to do the Blade Gale Strait. And I mean, I can do it, of course. Emerald Dawn's great for that sort of thing, but all it gets a little bloody is all.
I love blood.
You're familiar with the Blade Gale Strait, right? I mean, you must be. You don't look like y'all came from Porto Maria.
We are intimately familiar with it, but for the sake of my short friend, could you tell him what it is?
Oh, yeah. Almost the entirety of the Blade Gale Strait, which runs northeast from the bottom of Plenty up through, well, pretty much straight to Mirror Bay. The wind always flies in the same direction, always flying southwest to northeast. and it always flies with the intensity of one of the greatest storms you'll ever be in. And it's never too bad. Like it's never, well, it doesn't rain any more than normal, and there's no thunder, lightning, or any magic or anything. It's just the wind is always going the same direction. It's always going very fiercely, and the wind is always flying as if they're knives in the air. It does make it a bit difficult to traverse if you're not used to it, or you'll get 5 minutes into it and have 50 holes in your sails, and suddenly you're not going anywhere. And it does make it difficult to be above deck when that's happening, because you don't want 50 holes in you either.
Are there actual knives flying?
No, there's no actual metal in the air or anything. It's just the wind is so sharp, it's literally sharp. Like I said, there's ways around it, but I do like your path better because we're going north, and if you do go far enough north, up north of Quasi Temple, you'll usually get out past the worst of it, and then you just have a pretty strong headwind if you head into Mirror Bay or Noka Bay. So I think that's probably the best plan. We could do it the other way around. It's fine. My ship can handle just about anything, and I even know some of the ways through the Blade Gale, but I like your way. Small.
All right. I think we're ready to go. I'm going to ask permission to board the ship.
Aye. Please feel free to come aboard. And did you grab any notices before you left? Suppose you want to make a bit extra cash, and well, goodness knows our mutual contact isn't paying me. Not if I'm flying that flag, anyway.
Where would we get those from?
He gives the group a look. Huh. I'm going to be teaching all sorts of stuff, aren't I? Well, I may just have to weasel some payment out of him after all. That's fine. I was going to do this for favors, but doesn't hurt me to get a little bit of coin on the side. He points to he points back towards the shore, and right as the dock begins, there's a fairly large notice board. You want to keep an eye out for the notice boards. There's some in every major city, and they're all connected. I don't know how they do it, but take a look when you get the opportunity. Those notice boards are where the Culinarians Guild, or where the locals, if you're willing to put it up there, will put in their requests.
All right, who's going to go and pick up quests for us? Okay.
The fast
Send the fast little one.
He shouts as you head off. Keep an eye for the guild ones. They pay better. Requisitions, too. And now, I'm going to try something that I've never done before, and we're going to see how it works.
Yay!
Ooh. Are you going to try something new?
Nice. I don't think Foob caught it either, and I just want to know that I want you to know that I appreciate the name of the vessel.
Absolutely.
I caught it.
But I don't get the joke.
Wasn't that the first name that was recommended after Zaz's passing, and we had to create the vessel on the shores of exile? The Emerald Dawn, I thought, was one of the very first suggestions.
Sure was.
Huh. Totally meant to do that.
An unintentional Easter egg. Those are the best.
All right. Well, that worked out.
Now I want to go back and see if it was Zell who suggested it.
There's like a 1 in 6 chance, yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was.
So as you get up to the notice board, he says, blushing because we may have accidentally used the ship name twice. You see, yeah, this notice board is actually kind of sparse. There's only a few things posted, but they are very official notices, and look like they have not been, like, nobody's taken them or touch them or anything. There are no little pull tabs that have a phone number on them taken off. And now I'm going to pop up the 3 things that you see. And hopefully this works.
My game just crashed.
Ah,
Wow!
is that a joke?
That's the opposite of
It was a
working.
joke.
It was a joke.
Oh, gosh. Hopefully 3 things just popped up onto your roll 20.
No.
Gosh, dang
Hello?
it. What about now? I just hit the show to players button again.
I'm not seeing anything.
Nope.
Yes.
Well, then I
If
don't.
you're only trying to show it to a select number of players, make sure that those players are in the viewed by field. But if you just click the show to players, that should be to everybody.
Yeah, and that's what I did. Literally, the show players by right-clicking it on the journal, and also the show players on the item button. Oh, I clicked that too many times.
Is it a handout?
It is a handout.
Open the handout and then see if the handout itself in the show to players button, like it's a little gray tabby button on the top of the handout once you have it open, if that makes a difference.
Yeah, I've also clicked that. I'm surprised
Yeah.
that didn't work. Well, but in that case, what I'm going to do instead is do some quick edit. Oh, I've lost one. Wow, this is going
Someone
spectacular.
came and picked that one up off the board. We can't do that one.
The living world, guys.
Wow.
What about
That's very impressive.
now? Is there
I can
anything?
open it from the journal.
Okay, we're going to do it this way for now, and then I will figure it out later.
Which
Including-
one are we reading first?
I have to refresh my roll 20 because one of them is actually broken.
I see snap string tendrils and umberwelks.
Holden
Same.
is the only one there, so it doesn't matter if anyone else is looking at them because we're not
Good
at
point.
the board.
I forgot about that.
It's fine. I will. I'm going to make this work because Holden, as you touch one of these, like just looking at it, it pops off the board in your hand, and a fresh copy appears on the notice board.
Nice.
I appreciate this technology.
That's amazing.
Right? The technology here is selectively awesome.
Oh no. And there's no harm in just keeping these because they self-replicate, so I'm going to just take all 3.
Sure, by all means. As you get back to the group with 3 bills in hand, Jacob nods to you and says, "Oh, that's a smart man. Just take as many as you like. They got plenty of them. And when you're done, bring in evidence of what you've done, attach the bill to it. They'll give you some money and requisitions if they had any. Did you get any with the requisitions?" He flat out takes one of them and looks at it. One of the he grabs the Umberwelks one, and he says, "Oh yeah, look at that! It's got some crafting materials there. That's what you're looking for."
Indeed. Do any of you on this ship know where Like's chip is?
Oh, let's see. He quickly looks overhead and I mean, I can tell you, or I can go grab a map. Give me just a minute. And he just kind of jumps and gets a good handle on the bow of his ship. And he's gone. Like, he's on his ship in a couple seconds. He jumps back down about 15, 20 seconds later, and he's here. Let's just plot this out, right? And he sweeps off the barrel that he had previously been napping on and unfurls the following map.
Ooh.
I worked really hard on this because I had some time on my hands.
It's so pretty.
He says, so you'll see right here we're in Porta Maria. It's pretty much dead center, right? Lixchip, what you're looking for, is off to the northeast. That's right on the edge of Porta Maria territory. It's one of the easternmost points that they control. We could probably make a side trip there. One of your bills are pointing in that direction. Where else are we going?
Do I, or what does Holden know about Umberwelks?
That sounds like something you need to make a nature check for. You know a whelk is some sort of large shellfish, and umber means probably dark.
We could easily acquire some Umberwelk meat on our journeys. No doubt we'll be traveling through their native habitats.
Let's see. I don't know too much off the top of my head about that, but I'm sure we can find someone, right? It's got to be someone that knows something around here. Not going to be looking for any hunters. They're all on the other side of the world, but... somebody's got to know something. Let's see. And, what's that last one there? Where are we going?
Sorry, they all just closed on me.
I was trying to make notes on the locations. Which side quest is Lixchip?
That is the Snapstring Tendrils.
Thanks.
And they should be in everybody's journal now. You can also open them. If not, then, well, shoot.
Mm-hmm. The other one doesn't have a specific destination in mind, but we should be on the lookout for Antonio Rasmi.
Where
should we
is
find him?
Journal?
It is the
second tab.
tab on the top upper right-hand corner of your...
Second tab?
It's different for players, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you wouldn't have the library tab, would you? Okay, cool, good to know. I was wondering how that was working, because I was like, boy, there's a lot of spoilers in these tokens that I've made. I got all sorts of things, and I just named them what they are, so I was like, I mean, you guys could see that I just made some Administrator Smith Asha Scale Crash tokens. Huh, okay, that answers some questions. Okay.
And what was the what was the location of the Umberwelks? I don't see that on the...
There's not a location listed. That's why I was hoping Holden would know where to find them, but I know just that they are dark, shellfishy creatures, so hopefully we'll find them along the way. I think those two are more like, as we're doing things, if we happen across them, there's a way for us to make a quick buck.
Okay.
So Lixchip, and then two other places.
Yeah, Lixchip's the only, like, go here to do the thing. The other two are kind of, if you find these things.
Oh, I just found a typo, and that's the nature of live games. I can just edit things. Boom.
But I think the plan is still to head for Cross's Rest, yeah?
Yes, Cross's Rest for our first stop.
Okay. Oh, Cross's Rest is right here. Okay.
Okay. And yeah, he does also point out the locations that are within Porta Maria. You can see on the map that Cross's Rest is on the north end of the island, and Noka Bay is in the very most northeastern corner of Porta Maria.
And then where is Mirror Bay?
Right. Let me get out a different map for you. Eh?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. He's got a big bundle of them. He just has to flip them around real quick. So he says, you headed just a little ways into Satir. Well, I guess more a little ways. So he whips out the Satir map, And he says, we're probably going to want to dock for just supplies for a little bit if we're going that far. Maybe we can grab them in Noka Bay, but otherwise we can stop in Brakaha, but we're going to end up in Mirror Bay, which is right there on the opposite end of Satir.
Is Kuwaza Temple the location of the House of 1,000 Gods?
Oh no, that's Satir proper, right? Why are
Where
you
is
also
that?
looking?
Is it? Oh, sorry.
If you're looking to go to Satir, we can. Well, I can add that to the list. All the more favors I'm paying off, and all the more likely I am to get some recompense.
Yep.
No,
we're
if,
adding that to the list too.
from Mirror Bay, we would just head to the other side of the island, which would take us further east. Then we're starting to get towards Nosman territory. No, I'm not taking you there. I'll refuse.
Okay. Are we hitting Lick's Chip on our way to Noka Bay? Did I read the map right that those are kind of near each other?
Oh, they are. They're probably about a day or so away.
Okay.
He brings you all back to the Porta Maria map. So as you can see, Lick's Chip is just to the southwest from Noka Bay. And we'd probably be headed that way anyway if we were headed from Noka to Mirror Bay.
All right, I'll put that after our Noka Bay stop and before our Mirror Bay stop. Excellent. Thank you.
All right. All right. Anything else you need? Yeah. If not, why don't you all come aboard? We'll ship off as quick as we can. As a gangplank comes down to let you all aboard, he starts shouting to people, and those names might be real. This ship is not a very big ship. It's probably only 25, 30 feet long. Like it's a single sail and then a half sail attached to the bowsprit. Like we're talking barely more than a sloop here. But it's got a crew of probably you count 3 or 4 people. And he definitely shouts out 2 names that you pick up right away. When he says, "Shirt guy, get ready to lift anchor. And Blinky, put up a flag. Probably the Satiri flag." As the gangplank comes down, he invites everybody on. Very quickly, it takes you below deck and says, "I will admit there is not a lot of cabin space here, but we're not going to be transporting cargo, and we're definitely not going to be transporting secret cargo, so I'll make what space I can for you. Hope you don't mind hammocks." And with that, I think we're just about ready to ship off. We'll have to supply it cross rest, probably Noka Bay. We can make this work. You ready for some adventure?
Ready.
We're ready.
Let's do it.
All right. He pokes his head above decks. Blinky, that's not the Satiri flag. That's fun. Even calls fun. I don't care. Let's go.
As soon as the captain is out of our area and away,
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to speak with all of you privately for just a moment. And there's a minuscule, albeit noticeable, chance that this person was not intended for us, nor us for him, because he only, like, with eluding comments, made reference to a shared person, but we never exchanged names in such a way that that person was for sure Racklin or a member of the Culinarians Guild. I think it moves us forward and gets the job done, but
he did know
just
my
stay the same.
name, Mira, when I first talked to him, and he also made a comment about knowing me by another name. So we're in the right spot.
I know your name is Mira, and I also know you by another name. I am also not a ship's captain.
That's fair, but if he was looking for someone else, he wouldn't be looking for me specifically.
Just telling you that I'm naturally distrustful.
I would definitely keep an eye on Shirt Guy.
Don't worry, it's not a big ship. You will have plenty of time to get to know our very colorful and very small crew. Unfortunately, I have to search through my tokens to find the Shirt Guy token because I lost him.
No. Now we'll never know what he looks like.
Let's see. You know what? I love this. This is an inside joke, and none of you are going to get it, but I'm going to put some of the crew that you're going to encounter here on the bottom of the map, just so you can get to know them.
Nice.
We've got Shirt Guy. We've got Blinky the Topsman, whose eyes definitely do not look like they work at all.
Well, I mean, he's got to be 140, so that makes sense.
Oh, there he is.
Which is why he's called Blinky, right?
Yeah. And then old Tom Mary, who is not actually that old. He looks like he's probably in his low 20s.
Is he Irish?
He has an accent, but it's a weird one.
Okay.
It's a drunk.
What does it sound
It's a
like?
drunk accent.
If I'm being honest, it's a bit Boomhauer-ish.
I like that.
I like it.
Yeah, it's sort of the deep, 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 deep Southern. But then again, he is a sprightly, like late teenager, early 20s youth. He just talks a lot very fast and doesn't actually transmit a lot of information when he does. So, the four of them handle this ship pretty deftly, though. You know, they get up anchor pretty quick. They untie. They've got sails down. They've got a flag raised. Blinky doesn't really leave the top, but he's helping somehow.
So Jacob seems to be a guy who knows things. Is he available for me to ask some questions? I'm curious to know if he knows anything about the Queen of Spite. So we might
Sure.
be able to start putting together a plan.
So I'm going to queue that question up for as soon as I finish this statement.
Okay.
Cross's Rest is a 2-day trip. So you have plenty of time, and that's why I'm introducing these characters, is because over the next 2 days, you're definitely going to run into all four of these people. So you will have plenty of time to talk to them, ask questions if need be. They all have a wide range of knowledge, some of which you might even be able to get from them. So, there's no chance that anybody's going to be locked in below deck for 2 days and not run into these people. Figure I might as well introduce them. That being said, you can easily catch up to the captain, who actually I should probably put his token out there too, huh? You can run into the captain at just about any time once you're out of port. You know, he's mildly busy while you guys are setting sail, but that doesn't last too long. And yeah, you can absolutely ask him about the Queen of Spite. He has the posture of a man who, if he could, would have another barrel that he was sitting on so he could kick his feet up on the wheel. But he doesn't, so he can't. When you say the phrase Queen of Spite, like somebody said his name in class and he shot up to attention. He says, wait, what? Oh, hold on. Don't you be talking about that too loud. You don't want to attract the thing.
It's 2 days away.
The thing is gigantic.
Oh.
If you piss the thing off hard enough, it could flap down from those mountaintops, find us in a couple hours.
All right, it flies.
So,
Of course the thing flies. It's practically a kite with claws.
So if we're gonna
Ugh.
talk about it, we go into go into a cabin. Doesn't matter which one. Shut off all the lights and stuff, and just say it 3 times.
I probably wouldn't say it more than once just to be safe. Look, I'm happy to answer questions. It's just that thing is. There have been some stories going around, and these aren't old ship tales, right? These are culinarians. These are hunters spreading logistical type stories. They're the ones I believe, and I don't want to believe them. Well, what do you need to know? And I swear to you right now, if you say we're going to hunt the Queen of Spite, I will throw you overboard. I will sail to Evencall. You will never see me again.
Not hunt the Queen of Spite. We're after specifically Her Majesty's turnips, and we were told absolutely do not engage the Queen in a hunt. So our intention is to try to find a way to acquire the turnips without having to interact with the Queen of Spite or have her know that we're there.
Well, if you were told to avoid the Queen of Spite, then you are working for someone who is very wise and knowledgeable. Because the last thing you ever want to do is engage the Queen of Spite. If you're asking for how to get access to Her Majesty's turnips, then the answer is, I don't know, lure it away, distract it, knock it unconscious, preferably from a long distance with some tranquilizers. I don't know. I've never had to get some Her Majesty's turnips. I don't do a lot of the harvesting, you see. I'm more of a middleman, a shipping connoisseur.
One, two, three, not it.
I mean, at the end of the day, think of it this way. It's still a monster, right? It's still a beast. A very large, very angry, very spiteful beast that is made of weapons and spite. But it is still a beast. So you might be able to get it to walk away, flap away, fly away. It doesn't really walk. I don't think it has legs from what I heard. Might be able to get it to go away if you give it some food. Or if you are very, very quiet. Or you, I don't know, blind it. You're not going to scare the thing.
So do you suppose I could use a spell like prestidigitation to create something that might lure it to a far side of the area that we need to be?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how far away you can make some magic sounds, but I don't imagine the Queen of Spite's gonna be tricked for long by them. I need to stress for you that when I say this is a big beast, I mean if she heard you saying bad things about her and understood what those bad things were, she could carry this ship away. Like the Emerald Dawn would just be on the Emerald Horizon.
All right, team, any ideas on our approach?
If she's spiteful, is she intelligent?
I haven't heard anything about any more intelligence than normal. Just someone walks into her territory and someone explodes out of it. Don't tell anyone I said that. That was a little disrespectful to the dead.
It just sounds like we're giving the beast a little too much credit.
So you're going to be the one to politely challenge the thing to a duel. Alright, well, I hope the rest of you four can carry a load of turnips.
Is there anything that we need to know specifically about the turnips?
Oh, they are lovely. They are wonderful roasted. They actually, I think I've had them once or twice. They're the sort of thing you should try. But otherwise, they're turnips. They grow on the ground. You pop them up. They have a unique crown.
How do we
The,
know the ripe ones that we want to pick?
Well, you can't really tell until you pluck them, so I would just pluck a ton of them, and if they are large enough, and they'll have the right color, a bit of pink, a bit of white. If you see any green, it's probably too young. I'd say put it back in the dirt, be respectful, but let's be realistic. You're not going to have time for that.
Could you harvest the seeds and plant them someplace else away from the Queen of Spite?
No. No, you couldn't.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not a farmer. Let me start off by saying that. Not a farmer. Remember? Shipping. Transport. Occasionally smuggling, but we don't admit that too loud.
But you just said it out loud.
I said too loud. I'm not going to shout it from the mountaintops. I don't want the Queen of Spite to hear me. I don't want the Culinarians Guild to... Well, I don't care about them. I don't want the Relemi to hear me, mostly. That being said, I imagine if those turnips were easy to plant somewhere else, they probably have already been planted somewhere.
That makes sense.
They also probably take a long time to grow. We don't have that kind of time.
Well, that's true. If you're making for the feast, you don't have time to make your own. Well, probably not anyway. I don't know. When's the god getting here?
It's already here.
Well, then you're right screwed.
Right and proper.
All right.
As are you.
Oh, that's fine. I got a ship.
Wonder if Nazma had any ships.
Yeah, they did. That was the best way for everyone that was on the land to escape before the god decided they didn't get to have any land anymore. Poor bastards. I do hope the best for them. I got some family over there. I should check and see how they're doing. Yeah. Anything else you need to know? I'll give you all the information I can.
Well, that is our first and most pressing, I think. So I guess we just wait until we get there to come up with our plan.
All right. Well, I don't see why we couldn't do that. Once we get to Cross Rest, we'll put together a plan, and then you, Farf, will execute it, and I will supervise.
I'm going to take this opportunity to leave 2 of the sending stones in the main cabin and let Jacob know that I'm leaving them with him just in case we need to get a message to the ship. Hopefully they'll work because I don't think we're going to be too far away from it, but I want to make sure that we have a way to communicate.
That makes sense. Okay. Where'd the look? Okay. Any other business while you guys sail? Like I said, you got a couple days, and I'm going to skip the random encounter table because those are usually silly, and point out that you guys are sailing right along the coast, and Jacob knows what he's doing. You're not going to run into any sea beasts.
No mermen?
Definitely no mermen.
Merman.
Merman.
All right. Well, if everybody is good to go, then I'm going to move our ship. Because that's how maps work.
Yay!
Whoop whoop.
This is such a gentle sail. Like, you have wind for a good chunk of the trip, probably left over from the blade gale. And the rest, you can fly it at low mast or occasionally get some paddles out, but Jacob knows what he's doing. When you need to row, Shirt Guy is on top of it and is pretty much rowing for the whole crew. Old Tom Mary's probably doing something too.
Talking.
Yeah. And about 2 days, just after sunrise, 2 days later, you guys see the bay wherein Cross's Rest rests. It is not a very big town. Like, Porto Maria is huge. Porto Maria is a proper city-state. It is where most of the people in Porto Maria live. Cross's Rest is not even a suburb. We're talking, this is the town 2 or 3 towns down on the I-5 that, yeah, there's people there, but I mean, that's also like, that's where there's a bunch of gas stations and places to buy guns and stuff. So, comparatively,
Is this America?
probably like 500 or 600 people would live here as opposed to mid 5 digits that live in Porto Maria. The captain is pretty pleased with himself as he's getting close to port. Sails are up, mostly flowing on the current. This place only has like a dock, right? They don't have a full harbor. They have the one dock. Doesn't look like they get a lot of ships in and out. And there definitely isn't one here, but there also doesn't appear to be a harbor master or anyone working the dock. And I'm going to have you guys roll some perception checks for me.
Is the anchorage deep enough that the Emerald Dawn can dock here, or do we got to take like a rowboat in?
Nope, it is deep enough. The dock extends a little ways out, and the water is pretty deep. Oh, look at that natural 20.
That's awesome. -1.
Yep. All right. Morthos, you are definitely the one that picks this up with a natural 19. Yeah, there's no harbor master or like folks to pull the ship in or to get it tied down or greet you or in the town or anywhere or any sounds or anything. Yeah. This town is silent.
It's a ghost town. I'm just gonna throw this out there, okay? With my perception check, there's a big ass dragon right here.
Yes, there is.
I can see it. Okay.
Is that a?
It
I'm
is
sorry.
there.
I forgot to mention the giant dragon. There is a giant statue of a dragon.
Oh, okay.
That is overlooking the town.
I'm gonna say because I mean, this would be very clear on why there is no one in this town.
Yes.
Okay.
The dragon looks like it is the sort of guardian statue, like it is overlooking the town as if to keep it from harm. It probably doesn't actually do that, both because there's nobody here and because it's a statue.
Okay.
But thank you for reminding me. That was a
I'm
fun
just
thing
like,
to forget.
That's very clearly something we should not be around.
Mm-hmm.
We're adventurers. We can take it. All right. So the instructions that we have are to take the northernmost, to take a path around the northwest shore and up into the hills to get to where we're going.
Before that, do we want to leave the boat anchored here, or because we don't know why the village is empty, should we have him set us here? And since he's got a communication stone, should he stay away in case whatever caused the villagers to either run away or be eaten, say for example, does not cause him to have to run away or be eaten?
That is a great idea. Although just in case the stones don't work, should we give him a time frame to come back and check if he hasn't heard anything from us?
I don't know how long it'll take us to get to the hearthsberries and harvest them and return, so I don't know what a reasonable time frame would be.
The turnips.
Sorry, yeah, you're right. Her Majesty's turnips.
Jacob is kind of whispering at this point. Despite how he acts, he also is very obviously aware that something's up as well. Now, we're going to have to be here for a few days if we want to get those turnips. That's going to be a hike. And I was really hopeful we could get some horses or a carriage or something to take us halfway, but something tells me we're not going to have many options for that. Tell you what, I'm going to take the ship out not too far, just like 15, 20 feet. I'm going to have old Tom Mary load up the guns, and we'll be within stone's throwing distance in case you guys can figure something out, or you find some reason why they left. All right?
Sounds great.
All right. I'll even, he points to a couple of dinghies that are ashore. He says, I'll even keep an eye out for one of those floating towards me in case you guys need to make a quick escape as well. Okay?
Excellent.
Aye.
And with that, he pretty gently drops the gangplank and lets everybody ashore before reeling it in and getting to not even a safe distance, but like kind of close to the statue distance.
Is there an obvious like city center from the beach?
Based on the image in front of you, it is likely roughly here. So the second level, or the third floor.
I vote we head there and see if everyone is in hiding from something, or maybe it's some kind of religious observance.
I can lead if you need.
I agree.
You pretty quickly can make out a decent chunk of what this town looks like it has to offer. You came from the docks. You've got the market on the... That would end up actually being the west end if we're looking at it on a map. But down here on the road leading out of town towards the mountains. As you go up, there is some residential and the town center, and up ahead is probably town hall. And that's like, as you get out, you can see that, like, you know what a town looks like. I'm not going to obfuscate that too hard.
I'd
So-
like to make my way through the center of town on the way to the town hall and just, are there people around? Are they in hiding, or are the buildings empty?
I'm going to briefly look at a character sheet real fast. This seems like a great opportunity to use some skill checks. If you're trying to look for specific details, perception check would be fine. If you're trying to figure out what's going on here, an investigation check would be appropriate.
I'm rolling very average.
How
Yes,
about
you are.
insight? Would insight help?
Insight is generally going to be for when you're interacting with people.
Okay.
And we don't have any people. But also, I will add, insight is the other skill that I will roll on your behalf.
Oh.
Because when you want to read someone, you don't know how well you're reading them versus how well they are not letting you. Okay. Those are some good checks. Let's see, for 3 of you. All right. Oh, boy. They keep coming, and I just keep getting disappointed and holding. That's wonderful.
With a +4, yeah.
Yeah.
Investigation.
Nerd.
Or you can use perception if you're going to be looking for specific details instead of the big picture.
Well, both of them are 0, so.
Yeah. All right.
A rock is a rock.
We already established, man, this town doesn't do rocks very well. So, because of a natural 20 in the mix, we can skip a little bit, but I kind of want to know, it sounds like you guys are headed to the town hall or in the direction of it and pass through the town center. Is anybody trying to look for something specific? Like, is there something in particular you're looking for? Are you looking for signs of life? Are you looking for signs of disaster? Are you looking for a sign from the gods or some sort of magic? Like, what are you trying to find?
I'm gonna be looking at windows and see if I can see any people like hiding or crouching around.
Okay. I guess that's important because you got the natural 20. If anybody else has a plan for like how they would like to handle this investigation, please let me know. Otherwise, I will start by giving Tyrus some information. And this is not the sort of thing that I need to DM you. You didn't learn anybody's secret histories. But you see one of the first buildings you come across. You head up this ramp, you walk past this first building, and you have the thought of like, I wonder if there are people home. Are we playing Bloodborne and everybody's just hiding inside, or are they actually gone? And so you walk up to this first building, you look inside the windows, and you could see that it looks like it's abandoned. Like it looks like there's no one there. And you see, as you start to step away, in front of the door, like on the mat leading up to the door, there are signs of a struggle. And specifically, you notice probably about belt height. A few gouges in the front door. I guess gouges out of the front door? Well, I don't know how to say that.
Chunks missing?
Yeah.
Chunks missing from the door. Are they particular to any type of animal I've seen before? Like
give me a nature check.
size-wise on. Okay. What would that be? Survival?
Yes. Is there not also a nature skill? I've been saying that like 3 times.
There is a nature skill, yeah.
Yeah, let's do probably nature. Well, that is not a natural 20.
No.
Tyrus, would you like me to look at that?
Sure. I'll kind of nod.
All right. There are 2 different sizes of probably claw mark here. Whatever this is, it wasn't stupid enough to try and bite the door. But you definitely see a large number of small, probably 1.5 feet, 2 feet off of the ground claw marks, and then a couple of claw marks that are way deeper and a little higher up.
I bet you this was that thing we're not supposed to fight.
I don't know. It seems like that's much bigger than this. These seem like maybe wolves or some kind of quadruped. Does Holden recognize the claw marks or the pattern or spacing thereof as anything he's familiar with?
I will say with that roll, you can probably pretty easily disprove wolves. Too big, probably too sharp and too deep for wolf's paws.
Is the group together and looking at this? So would
Yeah, you're all
know
like
about
within
it?
a couple feet of each other,
Okay.
and at the point where Tyrus calls Holden over, it's pretty safe to assume that everybody would see that and hear it and stop moving.
I'd like to look for similar marks in houses nearby, in buildings nearby, and just see if that was like a one-off circumstance or if there's signs of a struggle and other damage done in nearby buildings.
As you start to look around, a lot of the buildings have marks like this. There's some much shallower but still existent scratches in the stone of the cobblestone. And You know what? I'm not even gonna make a check for this. You can even start to piece together that probably higher up, away from the tides, some of the sand or the dirt probably had gouges that were pretty in line with what you're seeing here.
Does it look like it comes from a certain direction, or is it sporadic?
Oh, no, it's just freaking wherever.
Maybe more of this is right then.
Well,
It just seems like a giant bird made of talons and weapons would make some crazy ass cuts.
well, we know where we have to go. Should we start making our way there if we don't see the beast now? The way Jacob was describing it, it's huge, so I would think that we would be able to see it coming.
That's why I also thought scratches would be above waist height if it was big enough to carry a ship.
But not if it lands
Oh,
and starts
or this
swiping.
is its young.
Could be.
Oh.
Would be very bad for us. Before we go up to the path, which I agree is what we should do, I'd just like to check the town hall and make sure that there aren't any survivors that managed to hole up there. If it looks like all the houses have been ransacked.
Okay. So you make your way through town, presumably pretty slowly, and presumably pretty quietly, because, you know, this whole town is silent. So your footsteps are echoing. And there are very limited signs of struggle. You see a lot of these claw marks, but not a lot of, like, there aren't corpses everywhere. You make your way past the statue of the town's patron deity, Quinteros, and through the town square, which is just as quiet as the rest. As you get to town hall, you see more signs of a struggle, but this door is not locked.
I'd say we go in. We came up here to look. We might as well look.
Sounds good. Morthos cracks the door open, and you come across a fairly grisly scene. This is not a big town hall. This is not the Culinarian Guild Hall. This is barely bigger than a house, and the front room is where we do business. And someone, maybe the town mayor, maybe the town crier or something, is lying, having bled out probably pretty quickly with how bad that is and how big the pool of still kind of wet blood is. And he's just kind of laying face down in the middle of the room.
Can I inspect the body?
Absolutely. This would definitely be a perception type thing.
Okay. $16.
That's pretty good. So you spot three things out of this pretty quick. The first is that he bled out from what looks to be probably 4 or 5 large gashes, in line with the gashes that you saw earlier, the bigger ones. He also has roughly Bowie-sized knife, and it is clutched in his left hand. It is also covered in blood. His right hand has some tufts of fine orange down.
Huh. Orange down.
Can anyone identify it? If not, we should take a sample with us.
I'm happy to let you guys make nature checks.
All right. Oh.
Wow. So I saw Mira's number blank for a second, and then I saw Tyrus pop up with the 2.
That's what I thought.
And I thought it was. I thought that was Mira's 2 as well.
That's why I said, oof.
Oof.
Yay, 20.
Yeah. No one tell Dax, but you actually kind of can tell these look like raptor feathers.
Bird of prey.
More like Jurassic raptors.
Oh.
Are dinosaurs common in Cross's Rest?
Well, there are lots of beasts. Of all kinds.
Can I make a history check?
Sure.
See if I remember anything?
I'll give you that one.
To be history.
I do not.
It's pretty much what Mira said. There are a lot of beasts on these islands.
I'm gonna take it with us.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I know another thing. Since his knife in his hand has a lot of
Blood.
signs of blood on it.
Mm-hmm.
Do any of us see like a path that the creature ran off from?
Actually, yeah. It's a weird thing because you would think you'd see blood coming in and out of the door, right? But the blood is mostly contained to this room, and a trail leads out a window that heads in the direction of the path out of town.
So this is definitely going towards where we need to be. I say we start moving our way there, take a sample of the fur, and be ready for combat in case of emergency.
Yeah.
Ask Rayun if he has any rights to say over these people, if he knows their customs. But I think we need to move quickly and be done with this place.
Yeah, I think I have one. And I just kind of like kind of look around and look for a place to just lay the body on. Is there like a bed or something?
You are currently in the reception area of a town hall. The best you're going to find is a bench.
I will lay the body on the bench.
All right. Okay. It's a pretty simple affair to say a couple quick rites. And then it sounds like the plan is to head out of town.
Yep,
Yeah.
straight out the window.
Get on mission as quick as we can.
Yep.
The straight out the window, it's worth pointing out, is about a 15-foot drop. So you might want to walk down the path, but I would at least admire your pluck and your splat. And I'm sorry, I just saw my cat do something incredibly cute, and now I'm distracted.
Was it a splat?
It was not, but she's got one of her favorite toys, and she doesn't play with toys too often. There it is, because the other one comes and steals them.
Well, my acrobatics check was a 12 to go out the window.
Okay, that's...
Ooh.
It sounds like you're going to be plucking leaves and sticks out of your hair and clothes, but you didn't critically fail that, so... I will ask, are you guys planning on doing any other exploring of the city? Of the town, it's not a city. And also, are you going to report in to Jacob before you go?
Probably a good idea to report in.
we could possibly ask Jacob if he knows about the tuft, or we can just, go.
Send a quick message. Raptors ate the village. Don't come ashore.
I'm okay with that. And
Or should we ask him if he knows anything about orange fur and talon?
Well, that is your prerogative. If you want to go visit him, he's hanging out in the harbor.
Well, I thought we could ask this through the stone.
Yeah, we did leave a stone.
Yeah, sure. The stones will activate by a good hearty squeeze, like you're trying to get some pulp out of a peach. And as you ask that question, presumably, well, I should ask which question, because I think there were a couple there.
I personally would ask him if he knows anything about orange raptor-like creatures, personally. Or do you just want to warn him and go on? Like, that's something we have to decide.
I think asking would also warn him.
Or could we not just phrase it in such a way, don't recommend coming on shore. This is what we found. Do you know anything about it?
That'd be a good
I
way.
guess,
I like that.
If monsters are as common as I have understood them to be, like, is this just, like, Sav, I believe, identified it as belonging to a raptor? If we know that, is this, like, a known thing? Like, if I found a clump of bear fur, tomorrow, I could easily just be like, hey, this is bear fur. We should be on the lookout for bears. Put up a sign that says bears. Or are raptors, like, foreign and esoteric enough that we need to, like, are we making a mountain out of a molehill here?
I didn't see any rolls that were strong enough to say, like, okay, this is what this creature's challenge rating is, and this is how big it is. The most I can say is you got a handful of crumpled feathers.
That resembles a raptor.
Yeah.
But, right.
So did we decide to... What did we decide to do?
I mean, I don't know how much more precise we can be describing what the raptor feathers look like over the radio.
Yeah. So let's say that it sounds like you guys are sending that description and asking for a next step or some information. When you give that stone the squeeze, it definitely glows as if the message has been sent, and you can see that glow fades a little. You may have to change the batteries eventually. Pretty quick, you get a response, and it's Jacob. It's a little fuzzy, but you could tell he's still whispering. Oh, shoot. Well, that sounds like a cavalry. If they're cavalry, there's a Kostavy. And if there's a Kostavy, there might be a Colistry. Hold on, I'm coming ashore.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Roughly by the time you guys get down the ramp back towards the docks, Jacob has made his way, and you spot him. He's not like Solid Snake crouch running from wall to wall, but he's keeping an eye out. He also has a bandolier of knives on his chest.
I'm gonna show him the raptor feathers that I grabbed.
He nods. Those are cavalry feathers. If you didn't see any, then Hopefully that just means the town guard was scared off again. If you did see some corpses, that means they fought, and... Well, it's really bad that we don't see any.
We found relatively fresh blood, and definitely a corpse.
Ugh. This must have just happened then. Well, alright. Any idea where it's headed?
The path looks like it's heading towards our next location.
Alright, well.
town.
That makes it easy. I'm gonna... He, as you guys are standing in the market, he just grabs a few handfuls of fruit. Just like right out of a stall. But we're gonna need some food for the trip, right? Let's get going. We don't want to stick around here too long.
He's gonna come with us?
Well, of course I'm gonna come with you. If you lot die, then I don't get my favors paid back, because one trip ain't gonna cover it.
Awesome. Let's go.
I'm gonna ask for...
lead the party. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
It's fine. You should figure out who's going to lead the party, and also give me perception checks.
I got a longsword and a shield.
Is that instead of a perception check?
I spy with my little eye something that starts with L and S.
Line of sight?
Ooh, so close. Alright, it looks like Morthos is on top, and this was not a difficult one. So a bunch of you guys spot this pretty quick, but Morthos is definitely the one to spot it and signal for everybody to stop. You will notice, as you do, Jacob is already kind of looking knowingly in the direction of a pretty large claw mark in the ground. By pretty large, I mean, size of a dinner plate? Maybe a hubcap?
Wide or total?
Whoa.
Total, like, from heel to toe.
Okay.
Jacob spots this as well, and as you pass, it's in your path. It's literally on the road. He says, "Oh, well, this is bad news." He holds one of the feathers, and the feather looks like it comes off a budgie, like it's maybe an inch long. He says, "There is no way that whatever made this feather has that big a shoe size." Everyone keep an eye out.
So there's more than one.
Undoubtedly.
So should we be off the trail and on the outskirts of it if there's forest or trees? Is there something that we can kind of be under cover but still stay within line of sight of the trail?
You can definitely do some bushwhacking. It would probably be louder, but with less visual cover. Or with more visual cover. Whatever the good one is.
Well, what do you guys want to do? Do you want to just walk the path, which will be faster?
If we're dealing with what are presumably apex predators, they're gonna know we're here before we know they're here. I think speed is the order of the day.
All right.
Yeah.
Jacob nods, and it sounds like the 6 of you start marching off to what is actually the southwest. This is a disorienting picture.
I will be in the middle of the pack because I am not a tank.
I was definitely going to take a break half an hour ago, and then I decided against it. Would anybody like a break now, or would we like to power through this and we'll just end a little early?
I defer to our East Coasters.
I'm good.
I'm good to go.
Okay.
We can keep going.
I'm happy to offer that. I realized it just a little late, and I feel bad, so I want to at least make sure everybody has the option. And if you need to use the bathroom, by all means, or like grab water. I need some water. Holy crap. Feel free to just duck out for a second, and we'll catch you back up.
Okay.
Let's see. So the path starts to lead into the hills, right? Like that was the whole point of this path, was it was going to eventually take you up towards the peak, and that's where you needed to go anyway. As you get maybe half a mile out, like not very far, you can see off in the distance what looks to be like an outpost, right? Just a couple buildings, maybe a stable, a couple houses, or some provisioner's shack or something. Before you even get too close, you can see that there are signs of a struggle here. There is blood here.
Weapons hot, heads on swivels.
Yep. If it sounds like nobody is deterred by that, you are brave souls, and also, I didn't realize that would work. Change.
Am I able to?
There we go.
Call my parasite.
Yeah, absolutely.
And ready for combat.
Sure.
Okay. I call my parasite as my hand turns black and bubbly. Turns into a long snake-like creature.
Wonderful. And he just, does this casually. No big deal. Look at this friend of mine. It's like a hand puppet, but
they've seen it now, so it's kind of like whatever.
Yeah, you've seen it once before, so this is old hat, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, we fought a fucking spaghetti monster. We're fine.
Well, friend, I think you have a parasite.
Yeah, I'll call him Bubbles.
It's a good name. Well, I'm going to move us to the town, or the outpost. First thing, this is important, that is not ketchup. It kind of looks like ketchup. It's very orangey.
Oh,
but
no.
It is definitely not ketchup. It is blood. What the heck? Why do people keep ringing my doorbell? I'm sorry. Apparently we are going to take a break so that I can...
Stop being popular.
Oh, we
I'll be right
get
back.
my name's Zell. I've got several friends.
It's those curled
Yes.
what were they? Curled what's?
Roof shingles.
Roof shingles.
Roof
Curled
And
shingles.
dude, seriously, that's like a big deal, like around here where you get bad storms.
Well, yeah, because then water gets into the underneath the
Well,
roof, right?
Not only that, if one shingle is bent, it allows more shingles to be ripped off. You can lose your whole roof because they overlap each other. It's like a big deal.
I'm gonna go grab dinner real quick. I'll be right back.
Sounds good.
But I mean, if you don't, it's nothing. We'll have 50-mile-an-hour winds at least once or twice a week. So it's a different thing. But we don't have to worry about a fire like sneaking up on us out of nowhere.
Or drought.
We do have to worry about droughts, but not like your kind of drought. Bump, 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 bump. Zell's getting asked about his Lord and Savior Jesus Christ right now.
Might be. On a Friday night. That's awesome. At 8 o'clock. Someone just stopped by to ask about his car's warranty.
Yeah. All right. Sorry about the wait on that. Hey, apparently there are coyotes in the neighborhood, and one of my fence neighbors wanted to make sure that my cats were safe.
Oh.
And I was like, oh yeah, that's very nice, but yeah, they are not allowed out. And he described it. And it was like, no, that's someone else's cat that's going to get eaten by coyotes.
You have a very interesting neighborhood. I like it.
I have not had someone at my door in probably a month and a half, and now I've had 2 when I'm trying to put on a show. So
I'm
that's
not gonna lie to you though. I'm not sure I'd put all my money on the coyote against a feral cat. I'm just saying.
interesting.
I don't know. They hunt in packs. It's
Well,
crazy.
that's what I'm saying. A single, one-on-one.
Oh.
Yeah, fucking the cats are vicious. All right,
That is true.
they are. I'm just saying it's not going to be easy for that coyote.
I got scars from mine.
Yeah, no, feral cats are brutal.
Yeah.
Who rang your doorbell?
Just one of my neighbors saying, hey, I've seen some coyotes. You should wrangle your cats. I was like, trust me? Well wrangled.
I thought someone was asking you about your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Gosh, no. Oh, that conversation would have been a lot less pleasant. No, sir, I'm busy and have COVID. Go away.
No, yeah, you do.
Alright,
So,
proceed?
bringing it back. There are not many buildings in this outpost. You enter from the north and run right into a stable and what looks to be someone's home. And then on the far end are maybe a couple other buildings of import, but otherwise, oh hey, whoa! I thought that was a monster, and I was like, wait a second, I'm supposed to spawn the monsters. But other than that, this is also pretty darn quiet. So feel free to let me know if you would like to make some sort of approach to this situation, and I will award you appropriately.
Can we do maybe an investigation how fresh the blood is and maybe tracks in the area?
I will absolutely let you do that. And this is going to be one of these the situations that I really like, where rather than just being like, all right, roll initiative, and then something's going to happen. I like to ask for approaches. I like to ask, like, what are you trying to accomplish? What is the thing you would like to have happen? And then we'll make a roll out of that if need be, and then we'll see how that goes. So I'm going to start with you, X, because that is a great way to do that. Why don't you make an investigation check and really get into this blood and see what's up? It's blood.
It's blood.
It's really fresh. I'll give you that much.
Okay.
Like it's
This
for
is
being
this
outside, it's
this is
room
very
temperature-ish.
I'd like to quietly enter the building and scout it out.
Okay. Let's get as many approaches as I can get, and then I'll start loading them as they happen.
As people are like looking at the blood, going into buildings, I'm gonna be looking out, towards the path, like in this direction. If you can see my my blip.
Yep, over by the bridge.
Yeah, and just kind of like looking out and seeing if I see any movement or hear anything out of the ordinary.
Okay. Mira, Holden, anything in particular that you'd like to do here?
One of my flaws is that I will legit run away to preserve my own hide if the going gets tough. So I'm gonna hang back while they search the little compound.
Okay. Unfortunately, this map is exactly the right size for this compound, so I'm going to just tuck you off to the side.
That's perfect. You could even leave me where I was. I just wanted you to know I was not going to be going to stick my nose in anybody's business.
That makes sense. Holden, any plans? What is your approach?
I'm going to leave Glitch at the center of the bridge. He's got good perception and just be sort of a second set of eyes on the lookout for potential danger. I'd like to search the immediate area looking for footprints to either confirm or deny that more of these raptor-like creatures are responsible for this.
Okay. It looks like we've already done the investigation because I wanted to get that sample, and it looks like Mira is tapping out for rear guard. So why don't I get? Sounds like it's going to be perception checks from everybody but Tyrus, and I want an investigation check from you. Dang. Mira, you're not doing anything.
I am still going to be perceptive in my
That's
protecting
fair.
my own butt.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Morthos, your roll, while great, doesn't actually do anything because we've already established you were just like, yep, this is blood.
Well, I mean, you did just say everyone roll perception.
Sorry, I
So
meant to exclude you.
I'm just saying. Okay.
Let's see. We got Rayun is looking at water. Holden is. I'm gonna give you this because this was like TN 5 level. There are tracks all over this place. Like you're walking on them. They're in the grass. There's marks on the trees. They're everywhere. So you don't like. You got it. There are definitely raptors somewhere nearby. Tyrus, you get up to the door to this building and just get the like faintest like clicky clacky scrapey sound. That makes sense. And if you picked up anything any of the sounds I was making.
Nice.
I don't actually know. My mic is pretty all right.
I'm gonna pull up my rifle and kind of like get everyone's attention and like point inside the building.
And in Jurassic Park fashion. Oh God.
I need to check one very quick thing because I want to make sure that I did good. Hey, good job, Pass Max. That could have been a real freaking bummer. Okay. I wanted to make sure that I had.
Be yelling at drunk Max right now is what you would be doing.
Jacob is here as well.
Jacob.
All right. Whoa. Okay, but yeah, so it sounds like you get everybody's attention. It's not hard. You're not making loud noises. You're not screaming everybody's name. Just like a gentle wave and a point.
And I'm gonna open the door very quietly, or as quiet as I can.
What's a guy with a gun's worried about silence?
Yeah, I definitely think it'd be funnier if you went in Duke Nukem style. But given that approach, why don't you?
The more hunting style.
That's fair. I would like you to give me a stealth check.
Nice.
Ooh.
Perfectly okay.
Yeah, 12 could be worse. And I'm going to roll something else. Let's see. Oh, and I'm going to remember to /talk to myself. Hey, I remembered how to do that. Can I do this? Wow! That's amazing. I don't know how to make GM rolls, but I definitely did something cool, and you guys don't get to see it.
Is that like GM speak for neener, neener, neener?
Kinda.
Okay.
Like you have to add the Oscar Mayer wiener.
So, Tyrus, you creak open the door, except quieter, because this is a pretty well-oiled door you found. What a door! Heck of a door.
What a door.
You peek in just like barrel first, and you see there are 2 raptors, one smaller and one bigger. And they look to be feasting on something. It is not humanoid. It is some sort of other meal. hopefully just like a woodland creature.
Hopefully not your neighbor's cat.
Hopefully not my neighbor's cat.
Probably is.
But they're right there.
I'm gonna signal everyone with hand signals and let them know that I spot 2, 1 large, and I'm gonna have my hand like fully wide, and then 1 small, and be like almost like the Italian hands with my hand.
I'm going to give you an option because your average stealth roll was still better than it needed to be. You may take an action, and if you do, it will trigger combat.
Okay.
Or you can try and disengage and avoid that combat and just know that there are raptors in that room.
I'm gonna shoot him. I think that's the play I would do.
Okay. Give
So
me
I'm
a
gonna
shoot.
I'm gonna shoot the big guy, the big one.
Blam.
Blam.
Let's see. I should have these up, but I closed it so that I could look at hand gestures.
I mean, come on, those are his hand gestures, all right? We all
Yeah.
know Foob.
Those
That's-
are good hand gestures.
Uh-huh.
Let's
You've
see.
never seen my hands.
That's a hand gesture of a man that just saw 2 raptors about ready to eat his dick off, okay?
They were eating something else.
Oh,
And
well.
then you had to shoot one.
Wow, the character sheet is broken. That's amazing. I'm breaking stuff all over the place.
Nice.
This,
The RTM way.
right? You can't fix it if it's not broken.
Wait, we fixed things?
Yes. And then I'm going to look over here at this roll again. You got was that a 15?
Yes.
I don't know what that +2 is, but... Oh, got it. Neat. Wow, actually, that's good information. That's a lot of hover over stuff. Okay. Well, good news. Blam. Right into this thing's hide. Roll damage.
Pretty terrible.
Yeah, that could be better. But it's something. Good news. It got its attention.
Nice.
Why don't I get some initiatives? I probably should have had the initiative tracker up, because I bet none of that is on here.
That is correct.
Yes!
Well,
Okay.
do we roll again?
Mine
it's
went
fine.
up there.
Add the characters.
Oh, you put mine up there. I got you.
Mine was a 15.
I hope you'll forgive me. It's been 6 weeks since I've done this, and I'm furiously working on remembering how.
On their totem, on their token, and then click add turn.
Man, you know the worst part is, that is exactly what I was trying to do, except it was on the GM layer.
That will be less helpful.
Yeah. Also, get out of here, Pelma. You're not here.
Oh, look, the coward rolls high.
I was not expecting that to keep initiatives. That's not good.
Yeah, you'll have to clear the initiative turn tracker each turn. Once we're done, or everything that was previously there and not removed from that map layer will remain. And so, like, stuff you hide in the GM layer will stay hidden. We don't see that. Like, we didn't see Pelna, but when we were done with her, you put her on the GM layer wherever we were.
Well, that's good to know. Okay, then I will just clear that, and we will reinsert these. I can look at your guys' rolls. You got a 12. I can add you. You got it. No, you got it. There we go. You got a 12. That's a 15. Mira, you had a 19. Rayun, 15. And Jess said something right over the chat box. That was bad timing. That's Tyrus has a 7. Well, that's fine. He's already shot.
He got his surprise round.
Mm-hmm. And I'm guessing it's going like that. Now I get to do some GM stuff. That means I click here. Give me just a sec while I make this work, because it's been a little bit. Jacob got a 16.19. What?
You have his dexterity for tiebreaker ticked.
Uh-huh.
Huh.
Huh.
All right. Well, that's good to know.
Well,
Let's just not do that anymore. But it is funny. And then over here, roll for you. I'm not going to add dex to tiebreakers. I'm learning. And you need your character sheet open. This is how all of my DMing goes. I just talk to these characters like they're people.
I like it.
Some of them even are. Let's see. For you. Okay. And then here, because we know his tiebreaker is 19. And probably like that. Okay, I think we are good. We did it. And then I immediately closed a bunch of character sheets because I'm very smart.
Nice.
Let's start at the top of the turn order. Mira, there was a gunshot, but otherwise, not much.
And there's no way that I'm going to bust past Tyrus to get into that building. So.
I mean, if you want to.
No thanks. Are there windows in either of these walls?
Yeah, sure. I will say absolutely on both of these walls, and probably one here.
Okay. Is the glass broken, or can I just use it to see inside?
It is not broken.
Okay. Then I'm going to stay right where I am and defer my turn.
Do you want to ready in action, or just wait until next 19?
Nope. I'm going to wait.
Okay. Jacob is going to ready in action. Like, at the sound of gunshots, it's like he's been watching like 700 episodes of Naruto. Like, almost reactively, he reaches into his bandolier and has a knife between his 3 central fingers. Like, 2 knives ready to throw the second we see a target, and he'll even shout out some kind of jutsu. But other than that, he's readying that action. So the next thing is, hey, that thing you shot, Tyrus, it's mad.
Nice.
I have the wrong character sheet up. Oh gosh, I've broken everything. Wow, I really broke it. I feel like so if I hit the edit button, it just like blanks out the character sheet and I can't do anything for a minute. Okay. So yeah, the jig is up. And he is going to just charge you. There's no grace. There's no class. He's throwing his body at you. Gosh, I hope you're ready.
I roll out of the way.
Should work. You can tell I'm confident as I click the body slam button. I don't know what your TN is, though.
My AC is 16.
Wow, we did it. Good job, Costa-Ree. I knew you could do it. So now I click this button and deal maximum damage.
I thought
Oof.
ties go to the defender.
No, when you're trying to roll an attack or to hit a TN, you just have to meet the TN.
Oh, okay.
So that scene plays out exactly as the Costa-Ree envisioned it in the quarter second of instinctive bludgeoning. And he just throws himself at you. Hits you real hard with it, too. We're talking two raptors that are, the size of probably a medium and large dog. So there's a decent amount of weight that hits you.
Using its claws, it hits you for more than your gun shot it for.
I mean, I wasn't going to say anything, but, you shot it in the toe. He headbutted you in the junk.
It has a mouthful of teeth and claws, but it went, nah, bro, I'm going to chest bump this bitch for 33% more damage than your rifle did.
Obviously, 33.3 repeating.
Of course.
Hey, good news, though. Once you get back to town, I know of a great guy that can tune that rifle up. Okay, let's move on to the bursting sound. It's not a bursting sound. It was going to be, and then I decided it wasn't. Instead, there's a sound that can only be described as a sploosh. There it is. As from the town well erupts a second one of these large lizards, who makes his movement to get to about here. That was too far. Here. And it is just like, it is scrambling out of this well, and it is gonna come and get you. And probably hit Steel Defender first. That is the end of 16. Let's go to 15, where we go to Mr. Wright.
Quick question before he starts.
Please.
Shouldn't one of these be on a different square now since it charged him?
It was this one that went after him, and so
this one here.
It was, yeah.
Okay.
These pictures are kind of similar, and so it is one of the larger ones. This one, and so it wasn't even necessarily a charge so much as it's just a body slam.
Okay.
A basic melee attack.
So he's still inside the building. We can't see it.
Yeah.
Cool.
But you can see this one that's off in a distance a little bit.
Right. Just a little clarification.
Totally. By all means.
Do you know how to color mark a similar appearance to tokens so that we can differentiate?
I know probably the less impressive way of giving everybody a pink dot.
Just 8 color dots. We can say pink one versus blue one versus yellow one.
Okay, well, now we have the pink raptors. As you notice, they're a little bigger, a little mature, and the orange has faded into a nice pink hue at the edge of their feathers.
Nice.
You thought I was pulling at random. What do you got, Holden?
Seeing, I assume I see, after your description, the one that jumped out of the well and is barreling towards us.
Yeah, it's not being subtle at all. There was a loud splashing sound. There was a thud as it hit the ground, and it's already running. It's even like starting to make a clicking, screeching sound.
Nice. I will just use my crossbow against it and then have the Steel Defender close with it and rend it.
Okay. Oh, that does not read well on dark mode. A 10 does not connect, but a 16 definitely does. Man, that's a lot of damage. We're not screwing around. We're rolling max damage or we're rolling nothing. Boop.
Sounds right.
Let's see. I bet if I fill this bubble in with this number, nothing will happen. Yes. That's okay. It's fine. I'm not going to do these bars for everybody. I can tell you that was a pretty serious blow to this raptor. Like, you've done this before. You've shot things, and this bolt is half the thing's body length. So there's no grazing hit here. There's a bolt half the thing's body length stuck in it. Steel Defender is just holding the line.
Perfect. I think no movement. I'm going to stay where I am.
Okay. That makes it Rayan's turn.
Ooh. I guess I can't really do anything, huh? Because you're in the doorway. I'll stand here and just support you.
Okay. It's difficult. I could say you may be able to make a shot past him. Like, that door is wide open. Or you have a crossbow, you could also fire at the wounded one that Steel Defender is defending against. Your call. Or you can just hang out. Give him a back rub.
I'll hang out because I think it'll take me a couple of turns to pull out my my crossbow and then load it.
Okay. Did you want to ready an action? Is there something you want to do with that action?
Yeah, I'll just kind of ready an action and just wait. Wait until the raptor bursts out of the doorway.
Okay, so when you're ready, you do need some kind of trigger. So how about something like, if a raptor gets in melee range, you will make the melee attack against it.
Yes.
Got it. We use basic, if-then programming language. Okay, so you've readied an action. I'm going to move on to we're going to call them the orange, the Kavaris, the small ones. And I didn't actually mean to say that in the plurality, but that's okay. This one here can't actually get out because there's no space. That being said, instead, he is going to let out a cry, just like make a loud chirping sound that you would expect from a raptor of its type. And let's see. Rayun, Holden, Morithos, you don't need to make a roll. You're all close enough that you can hear this is a call and answer. The one in the house has called, and you hear answers from roughly here and here.
Oh.
So we're gonna move straight to those. I'm on the wrong layer. The one that is in the stable is closed. Like, you can see Morthos because it's not a full door; it's a stable door. You can see there is one of these on the other side of this door, and it is going to try and get out. If this roll is really great, you might be on the receiving end of some claws. Oh wow, that was pretty good.
Wow.
Yeah, this raptor, it has jumped over this stable door. It's only 2-3 feet high. It's not super tall, but it's enough that I will now need to know your AC.
12.
As I make an attack. This button. That's a miss. And this one? Alright, so teeth, nothing. This thing can't get a bite on you. And it just catches a tail claw on for a very measly... Oh, not that button. Oh, that's cool. Oh, it was 4. For 4 damage. The second one was me just accidentally clicking buttons. These are not very strong claws. They're not very deep claws. These are irritating claws. But one catches you. Rayun, one of these raptors has ran at you.
My time. Ascab.
We've done it. We've hit the if. Let's see the then.
All right. I go ahead and roll an attack with my longsword.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
That is not a good roll. I don't really have much to add to that. You rolled a 3.
I guess I'm using action surge.
Okay. I don't remember what that does. It's something like once an encounter, you get an extra action.
Yeah. And
Sounds good.
Like long rest and stuff.
Ooh. We'll find out in a second if that's short or long rest, but good to know.
There we go.
Hey!
Yay!
All right. Roll some longsword damage.
All right. Oh.
Well, that was longsword attack, but I wish it was longsword damage.
Yeah.
If you click on the word there
we go.
Okay.
5.
It's something. I'm
Better
going
than nothing.
Yep. It's a first slash. It's not bad. That was there. So I don't have my bars yet. So I'm just gonna push this in and say, hey, it felt that. Right? That was not a warning shot. The first one was the warning shot. The second one was the slash. It definitely gets it. You get some blood on your sword. It's not even yours. And so now that
I have a quick question before you go on.
Please?
Since I have my parasite ready, can it respond to the thing jumping over and hitting me?
If you have some sort of reaction, then by all means, yeah.
Because I mean, I can attack with parasitic weapon because it's out, right?
Is that a reaction? But
Yeah.
that's
what I'm sure. I don't know if it's a reaction. That's what I'm asking.
Let's see. I'm gonna bring up your character sheet, and I will see if I can figure that out.
I just know it's a cantrip.
Okay, so spell. Okay, so I know that your Hellish Rebuke is a reaction. Your arms are an action. Your retreat is a bonus action, but that is still on your turn. I don't see any other.
It's right here, parasitic weapon. It looks like it must just be an attack.
Oh, yes. Okay, there it is. Got it. Sorry, I was looking at abilities. Yes, so that's going to be the weapon profile for when you have that weapon out.
Okay.
But that's just going to be your weapon profile. That's what you use to make your attacks when you spend an action. Sorry, I was so in the weeds, I was like, I'm going to find this reaction. Gosh dang it.
Yeah, I'm just looking to see if anything that he has is a reaction. I don't think it is.
I think the Hellish Rebuke that you have is an action. There's a reaction. And that's when you take damage, you give damage back. It's a once per day.
Yeah, I don't want to use it on this little guy.
That makes sense.
Cool. That was something I just wanted cleared up. That's
totally. Now I will push it to your turn.
All right. With that, I will cast Parasitic Weapon on that guy. What? Stop moving my stuff around.
Oh, sorry. I forgot that does that.
Knock it off.
You will never get this.
Let's see. Oh.
Wow, I rolled a 3. Fuck
you
my
also
life.
rolled a 3. There's a lot, like I said, it's been a lot of 3s or max damages. An 8 does not hit.
Yeah, I figured.
I wish I could give you that one, but you're a little thrown off. It was fairly surprising. You didn't see that raptor coming. Is there anything else that you'd like to do? Any bonus actions, a move?
I'm going to use my bonus action of Expeditious Retreat
Okay.
to get out of in front of it. So it lets me dash. How far is a dash? Do you know?
Cool.
Your normal speed.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to dash like here.
Okay. Sounds good.
Just so I don't take another fucking claw to the face.
Works for me. Before I forget, I did also have a readied action as well. And, we gotta be fair. Oh, not that one. This one. Knife throw.
Shuriken storm.
Wow, that's way better, too. He's throwing that dagger at the one that hit you, because it's
Okay.
the closest. And, he did not roll 3.
No,
He
no, he didn't.
rolled way better. For a sizable chunk of damage. And also, he's not really hiding the fact that those things are coated in something. Ooh. So, this raptor, not only is it now bleeding from a knife cut, but also it's not looking good already. That's a fast-acting something. And now I will push us to Tyrus.
I'm going to swap to my axe and try to chop this big pink bird in front of me.
Great. It's already been shot. I mean, how much worse could it need?
True.
But was it really shot, though?
I feel like one way or another we're going to learn something with that roll. Let's see. That's that. I have so... It was a really cool idea naming these things until I had to remember which one was which. That does not connect.
Okay. I'm going to not move because I don't want to give an attack opportunity.
That's fair. Okay. This does not require a perception check because now we're in the heat of combat. But I am going to have everybody roll perception. Okay, wow. Actually, that's pretty good.
Oh.
Well, Tyrus, you rolled twice, so you are out by default. And also your rolls didn't work.
Well, the first one was my great axe when I attacked. The second one was my perception.
Oh yeah, look at that. Well, you still rolled
So-
twice, just for different things, and also neither of your rolls hit the TN. So,
Fair.
but literally everyone else hears two things simultaneous. Well, right after one another. The first is off in the distance, to this direction. I really wish I had a compass rose here. I'm gonna add that in next opportunity. But to the north, as the map shows it, way off in the distance, you hear a pretty loud roar.
Oh no.
Great, you called the Queen of Spite.
And then, much closer than that, maybe reacting to that loud roar, everybody except for Tyrus, which is great because he's pretty close, hears what I can only describe as a squeak and a whimper from under the bridge.
Aww.
And I hate ending a session on a whimper,
Gosh dang.
but I love ending a session on a roar. So I promised I'd end just a little bit early. I'm going to end here on that cliffhanger of we heard some loud noises and some quiet ones. And we will pick up on round 2 of combat when we get back.
Hooray!
Welcome back, everybody. I'm glad
Tough
you're here.
acting to acting.
Tough acting to acting.